Okay, here we are again. How are you all doing? God jul, happy jul, Merry Christmas, and all of that. It is the early morning, 27th of December. Um, if you're watching this, most of the people watching this will be in North America, I believe, or South America. And it's then late evening for you guys. Hi there, KP Hidden. Good to see you. Oh, Jennifer, good to see you. And Angela. Three moderators already. Wonderful. Um, yeah, we're going to talk about the AI black hole. Have you heard about that before? Um, going to talk about, the social media exodus that we are probably going to see. Um, and by the way, I have a video where I kind of talk a little bit about that as well on my main channel tonight or tomorrow if you are in the Americas. So do check that out. There's a link to my main channel in the video description. Most of you guys know about that already. So here's what I think. People will more and more, and we will see this in 2026. It's going to become a trend. People will walk away from social media. By that, I mean anything that has to do with, easy content, like low effort content. So that would be Instagram, maybe TikTok. I don't know TikTok so well, but these social media apps, people will be walking away from that. And maybe also YouTube. YouTube is very boring now. It's boring because it's difficult to find good, proper channels. They are out there, but YouTube is being. And YouTube, we know this, we have been talking about this before. This is a designed and orchestrated deconstruction of what made YouTube so great, you know. So they are feeling the flooding. The platform is being flooded with reaction slop, AI slop, content that is not original. People talking about other people's content, and of course the AI nonsense. I actually believe that I've been back and forth on this a little bit, but at this point, I actually believe that the reaction content is a much bigger problem than AI on YouTube at this point, because there is so much of it. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to see that. We're going to see people walking away from social media. I think that they will. Let's face it, at this point, people are like 99% of people, they are addicted to their smartphone, so they're not going to get rid of their smartphone, but they will use it in a different way, I believe. More messaging, more interaction with actual people through the smartphone. If you try and use YouTube without logging in, it's 100% AI gen content. Really? I haven't tried that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, God jul, whatever. I'm going to say that maybe even more times, Yeah, so for me as a YouTuber with 4 channels, I'm just here doing my thing, still hoping that we will get a some adults in the some some sensible people in the back running YouTube, because that's not the case now. Of course, it's being mismanaged. YouTube is being mismanaged. It's very obvious. um, so yeah, we're going to go back and forth. I've been already my been up for a while. Why am I up so early? I can't sleep, and I have been sleeping for. I've had already a full night's sleep, but I went to bed at 9, and I was up at 4, so that's 7 hours. You know, um, and yeah, um, yeah. So AI, the AI bubble. Okay, let's talk about the AI bubble now. Everyone's saying that the AI bubble will burst. You know, have you heard about that? The AI bubble will burst. And I have been saying that as well. And I think that's true. But because let's face it, those big companies, they are overpriced. Overpriced. And when the companies are overpriced, after a while, you get a correction in the market. And when you get a correction that big in the market, you are talking about a an earthquake in the economy, proper catastrophe in the economy. Um, it there's a better way to describe it, and it's if you haven't heard about this already, I'll try to explain it as this is not my idea. It's not, I didn't come up with this, but so okay, the idea is that we're not going to see. Oh, it's not correct to think about it as a bubble, the AI bubble. Rather, think about it as an AI, as a black hole. So what's going to happen is that when you get that correction in the market, and we're talking about companies that are so big now that they are together, yeah, so huge companies. I don't have the numbers here. When they go down, which they will, they're going to drag the entire economy into the drain, into that hole with them. It's going to create a black hole, basically. So, a black hole, now I'm not an astronomer, of course, but as far as I understand, a black hole has such a concentrated, it's like this concentrated dot of energy, and the gravity is so huge that it drags everything into it, right? Even light. So you're going to see that the companies and governments, even that relied on AI, like now they're implementing AI into everything because that's how they can execute surveillance over the populations, of course. And all of these companies relying on AI, all of these companies providing electricity, data centers, and all of that for these companies, they're going to go bankrupt. And they're going to drag with them people who were employed So you have the ripples effect in the economy. It's going to be horrible, and it's coming. So it's like I would not want to be in that business now. If you're in the AI business or in a business relying on AI or the AI companies, if you're providing services to the AI companies, get out. Get out. It's it's very risky. We're getting very close. We are getting very close to that correction now, and I don't know how long it will take, but it could take years before the economy um, heals from that. There is another way to look at it, of course, and that's like these companies are at this point too big to fail. What that means is that when they do fail, they will not be allowed to fail. So governments will bail them out with money. Where does that money come from? That's your money, taxpayers' dollars. So yeah, you don't think it will ever happen? Well, it's going to have to happen because it always happens when companies are overpriced. So you'll have to believe that these companies are not overpriced at this point. Um, is it OpenAI? It's called OpenAI. They're not making much money compared to how much money they are spending. They are losing money every second. And someone made some calculations on this. I mean, those numbers will never add up. Never. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. No, actually, you know what? And this, I always say, I hope I'm wrong, but no, I don't. I actually think that we've gotten so far now that um, I honestly think that this is the only way for people to wake up. The only way for people to wake up. People need to realize that AI is not there for them. It's not going to help them. It won't. Now, there are some people out there who have this dream that, oh, in the future, AI will do all the work for us and we will get money from the government for free, universal basic income, and we won't have to work. Hooray! Has the people in power ever in the history of mankind given money out, given wealth out for free? Now, I have a pretty good grasp of world history, but I can't think of any case where that has happened. It's not going to be for free. What people in positions of power, historically speaking, have been doing, and they seem to have no problem with this at all, they will let people starve to death. They have no problems with that. Or in this case, I don't think in the Western world that they will let people starve to death. They will just feed them slop. Isn't it ironic? We have AI slop now. And in the future, when people are no longer needed, they will just be sat in their little apartments being fed food that is not food. And they will be permanently connected to their smartphone and their TV, and that's their life. You know, so this is, sorry, that got a little bit depressive. But I I don't think I don't believe in this dream of the universal basic income and this idea that, oh, the AI is going to solve all our problems. I don't believe that. It's going to create a massive black hole in the economy. Um, yeah, Jen, yeah, you're right, and can't wait for things to step forward into the right direction. It needs to. It may be ugly at first, but it needs to happen. We have been going the wrong way. Exactly. Um, yeah, the people are commenting on me being up early. You do realize that you are also up early, right? Um, um, you're saying Canada only needs one single minister to cross the floor, and we will have universal basic income in 2026. Yeah, wonderful. What do you have to do to get that universal basic income? I think what you're going to have to do is to obey. You're going to have to obey, and it will be connected to a social credit score system. Um, it will be not be called that, but try speaking up against the government and see if the money is still if you're still getting money. I don't think you will. It will happen first in Scandinavian countries, don't you think? They want that regardless of AI, for all I know. Universal basic income? No, that's not even being talked about here. Not not in a serious way by politicians, at least. No. Scandinavian countries are very capitalist. Uh, Scandinavian countries are. This is the thing. Why, the misinformation that we are seeing, in especially American TV, about the Scandinavian countries. Oh, they're socialist. No, they're not. We are not. This is you have to understand that Scandinavian countries are ruthless capitalist societies. That's what this is here. Okay. Um, I don't know how to. It's like this lie that won't die. We're not. The woke thing never got a foothold here, and we're being socially quite conservative, actually. Um, and I'm yeah. So no, I won't go there. Just you have to trust me on that, okay? And I know that there are some people saying that, oh, look to the Scandinavian countries, they are socialist and people are happy. Look at the statistics for antidepressants and which countries are on top there. You might find it interesting. And people are not so happy with the tax level here either. So, yeah, I want to talk about social media and also YouTube. It is YouTube social media. They've been trying to make it social media for a long time. I do not view YouTube as social media, honestly. Um, but nevertheless, it's boring. YouTube is boring now. And people are talking about the golden age of YouTube. That was before I started. That's 9 years ago I started on YouTube, and I actually think that the best time on YouTube, that was the first few years when I was on YouTube. That was quite good, up until 2019. Yeah, and after that, it's just being one bad decision after the other. You know, Um, it's like they're sitting in a boardroom and thinking, they're brainstorming. How can we destroy this platform? How can we remove its soul? How can we make it more boring? Um, yeah, it could change, and I, I, th- I think we should introduce a term. You may use it, of course, if you want to. Retro YouTube. Can we go retro YouTube? You know, the good old days when you had people, real people, talking to you through their camera. And just a side note there, I have a TikTok fucking account. Excuse my language. I hate TikTok, but I had to grab my identity there because it's just being stolen all of the time. Um, and I made a little few seconds, and I'm just sitting by the campfire, and I wrote "reject modernity," and then you have people coming there. I only got 2 comments. It's a tiny, tiny account on TikTok. Um, Honestly, I don't think I should be on TikTok. When I get on TikTok to upload those videos, I don't do that very often. I see teenage girls dancing, and I'm 53 years old. I actually think that I shouldn't be looking at teenage girls dancing in skimpy clothing. But maybe that's just me. But anyway, and 2 comments, and like, oh, you're filming with an iPhone. Ha ha ha. That was in French, by the way. But yeah, I know a little bit of French. So here's the thing, okay? Reject modernity. We should. We should. But what is modernity? Is modernity not using technology? No. Modernity is a mindset. And that's what these fucking idiots don't get. And also, they don't get that I use a camera, and these idiots, they can't fathom the idea that some people actually film with a camera because they think you have you have something on video, then you film with your smartphone. Ha, got you. They're so dumb, you know. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, reject modernity. We should use technology. We should. And I would even say that we should use AI in the areas where AI can be helpful. So, not in making videos. That's like I read somewhere that AI is very useful in, when they do a scan of, women with breast cancer. They have this scan thing, and they use AI to see if there is a potential for cancer, right? That's where you should use AI, right? Uh, Not on YouTube. And it's like when I respond to comments, YouTube now put an AI suggested answer under your comment. I can guarantee I will never use that comment written by AI. I will write my response to your comment. Um, let's see. Um, I don't know so much about TikTok. Um, it's just, I don't like it. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of got lost a little bit what I was talking about there. But basically, yeah, retro. Yeah, so good old days of YouTube. We had people going out. Now I'm interested in the outdoors, so that's what I'm watching, and they would go out and they would maybe do some bushcraft. They would show you a knife, and sometimes they would do giveaways. Now, um, it's difficult to do giveaways now because many of the comments are bots. So if you do a giveaway, and I was considering doing a giveaway when Bjorn Outdoors, one of my channels, reached 50,000 subscribers, and I decided not to do it. But I'm doing giveaways over on Patreon because you have to pay to be a patron. Of course, no, you don't. Yeah, you can join my Patreon for free, but I'm doing the giveaway for paying members or paying patrons. You know, um, and yeah, and then you would have things like that. That was before the bots, by the way. Um, that was it was great, and when you subscribed to the channel, YouTube would suggest the next video. Now I'm not even sure if I always go to the subscribe channels tab, and I subscribe to a lot of channels because I don't use the suggested, the homepage, whatever the fuck they call it. It's useless at this point, completely useless. So I subscribe to a lot of channels, so I click on that, and there is always a new video, But I don't know if YouTube is to be trusted. Will they even put the new videos from the channels you have subscribed to when you click on the subscribe tab? I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it. What if you have your own AI image that knows your personality and mindset and can create valid content well after you pass from this world? Is that good or bad? It's bad. That's bad. That's very bad. It will never be you, you know? So, no, that's creepy and not good at all. Let's see here. Yeah, so that was in my mind, that was the golden age of YouTube. So 2015 maybe to 2019, that was a good time on YouTube. I don't care so much about the fact that they removed the unlike tab, unlike thumbs down. They didn't remove it, by the way. It's very, very visible for us creators. You will see how many people unliked your video. So no, they didn't remove it. They just don't show how many people have clicked thumbs down. Now, I know why they did that, of course, but I don't think that's a big thing. I don't care so much about that. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, it's interesting with thumbs down, by the way, because I always get some thumbs down right at the beginning. When I upload a video, I usually get some thumbs down in a matter of a couple of minutes. It happens quite often. Um, and you have to wonder. Those people, they haven't even watched the video. If there's a 10-minute video and after 2 minutes you get a thumbs down, you know that they're just out there to, I don't know, but there are some people out there that I fear they have some issues. um, Underachiever says, I literally showed a flower in a shorts, got 3 dislikes in the first hour. Yeah, what is it with these people? It's kind of disturbing, actually. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down makes no odds, still engagement. Yeah, I don't think engagement has anything to do with how the algorithm treats your videos anymore, actually. I don't think so. I don't think that the algorithm is very good at increasing watch time. I think it's doing a very poor job. I think YouTube is now just at honestly, and I think it's amazing that not more people are talking about this. Some are, but isn't it obvious what YouTube is now? What is YouTube now? I think YouTube is now just a source of material for Google's Sora, Google's AI. They're just scraping YouTube. That's what YouTube is for these people now. So why do we keep doing it? And if you want to know, my income is about 1/4 of what it used to be, so 25%. And I'm not getting the views on any of my channels that I used to get. Well, now the outdoors channel is not so old, so I'm building that up, but I'm never going to get huge amount of views on that channel, I think. But why am I doing this? And I think for me, there are mainly 2 reasons. The first reason is that I know that my videos are like a home to some people out there. They're looking forward to my videos, and life can be hard. And to get that, to see that friend on the screen, so to speak, and I'm like that with other channels, it's nice. So and people are messaging me and so on, saying that my videos have helped them through difficult times. That's what keeps me going. And also, the second reason is that I enjoy making videos. Now, I'm not, I enjoy talking to you guys, but this is not like making a video, obviously. I'm just talking here in a live stream in a dimly lit office. So, yeah. And I get it, I get it. I see what's going on YouTube. You must be stupid not to see that. And it was never easy. It's like, so let's say you're in the outdoors segment. You just know that the pretty girls will get the views, and you're never going to get such views. Just how it is. That's human nature, I guess. But that's something that you can kind of live with, because at least it's human nature, it's natural. People would rather watch a 20-year-old girl going camping in the woods than a 50-year-old man. And I don't blame them for that, you know. Um, wow, Craig, that's so that's so kind of you. Thank you for that, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Um, yeah. Dean says your videos are like a bedtime story when I was a kid. Well, thank you for that. um, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like I enjoy making videos. I enjoy bringing my camera out in the backpack, walking up into the woods, and making a video. I enjoy that. I enjoy the editing too. um, Vernon says I value experience more than looks. Yeah, I agree. And you can kind of tell that some of these young outdoors YouTubers, they are, some of them, somewhat inexperienced. And it's like I saw a thumbnail. Um, some American girl went to Norway and did she camping in a blizzard. It was just I think the video was titled "Camping in a Blizzard" or "Snowstorm," and it's okay. So she had brought her tent up in a hillside, and there was snow there, and I'm like, that's just what we call winter. It's not a blizzard or a snowstorm. Now, if you ask a Norwegian, what's a snowstorm? A snowstorm is actually very rare because it has to be snowing and you have to have a storm. Now, a storm is, and I'm very annoying on this, but you know, when you have a, um, when you have a gale, most people are saying, "Oh, this is a storm," and I'm saying, like, "No, this is just a gale. It's not a storm." Well, even before that, you have a breeze. When people talk about the breeze, it's like, "Oh, the leaves rustling in the wind a little bit. It's a breeze." No, that's not even a breeze. So a breeze is what actually many people would call a gale, and a gale is what people call a storm, and storm is proper. You feel that, you know. So anyway, camping in a blizzard, or was it snowstorm? And I'm like, no, it's just winter. You brought your tent up in a hillside, and there is snow there, um, and you're trying to make it very dramatic. Yeah, out in the woods, Red Wolf Moon says, a real storm feels like a tornado, vortex, and absolute chaos. Yeah, a storm, you have trees falling over in a storm. Yes, when snowing in every direction. Yeah, exactly. um, televangelists. Oh, the priests, the preachers on TV. What? How did that come up here? Are you talking about that? uh, yeah, AI fooling old folks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Televangelists do the same. Yeah, they do. Um, Christmas is always a difficult time for. No, not difficult. No, it's no. I'm not going to try to play the victim here. It's not like it's just an annoying time. It's an annoying time, especially when people talk about the true meaning of Christmas. Um, and it's like you don't have a monopoly on that. If you're a Christian, you don't. Um, we celebrated this time of the year long before Christianity came here. So obviously, it's a very old celebration. It's a winter solstice, basically, and when they talk about what is the true meaning of Christmas? Oh yeah, Jesus and all of that. Okay, really? No, it's not. It's just clever marketing by the Catholic Church. That's what it is, or what it was, you know. But people get very holy during this time of the year. So they, here in Scandinavia, they take a little break from their drinking and fornicating to go to church. And they sit there and they stick their hands together, fingers together, and they sing songs. And then they go out and get drunk at Christmas dinner again. So, yeah. Yeah, people used to get drunk at this time of the year. That was tradition. And you could actually be punished if you did not, during medieval times, after Christianity was introduced, at least here in Scandinavia, you could get punished if you didn't brew enough beer for Christmas. Did you know that? That was seen as a criminal offense. So, yeah, people were supposed to get drunk actually, and it was probably even worse back then when it comes to the drinking and all of that. Red Wolf Moon says should be now too. Yeah. Cat glug. This is glug in this one here. But you get it with alcohol or without alcohol. And this is without alcohol. We don't sadly have Krampus parades in Norway. And I talked about that in a social setting yesterday. And my opinion is that there are so many brats. And I think it would be good for the kids if they were a little bit terrified as well at this time of the year. Why do we not bring back the piece of coal? So some kids that are not behaving, they only get coal. That's one thing, and we should have the parades. There should be some fear. There should be some fear. Maka, make Krampus great again. Yeah. Maybe next year I will dress up as Krampus and walk around in the neighborhood and so on and scare the kids. That could be a very nice tradition. you know. Um, Interesting question. Green-eyed lady, would you reject a prospective girlfriend who doesn't practice the pagan religion? Well, theoretically, there's a lot to say about that, but you know, it's not. It's not a religion. Basic. It's actually not a religion. I think rather it's. I think that most Christians in a relationship or in that setting, they need their partner to also be a Christian. Now, I don't have any personal experience with that, but that's, I think, maybe it's more about that. Um, Honestly, I don't think so much about that. Um, oh, you think going around scaring the kids, we end up in the slammer? Yes, maybe. But what about we scare the adults? You know, because they're not behaving. Like there are lots of adult people who behave like little brats, and they should be scared. We should we should have more. You know what? Two things we are lacking in today's society: shame and fear. Yeah, we need to have bring shame back because there's a lot of people out there who should be ashamed. By the way, no, no, not by the way. Sorry. Hold on. I was going to say, hold on. Thank you for the donation. Um, that's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I quit the coffee. You did the same. Yeah, that's awesome. Mm. Luke says it's recommended to not be unequally yoked when it comes to marrying an unbeliever. So, like the yoke, you carry a yoke, so when it's uneven. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I like sitting by the campfire. I'm a simple man. That's what I like. And last time I checked, there was nobody there except me. So that's that's just how it is, you know. Yeah, thank you, Jen. You're saying paganism is an umbrella term that covers most things that aren't Christianity. Yes. May I add most things that aren't, you know, uh, the Abrahamic faiths and Hinduism and the big world religions. Anything that is not that is often called paganism. Yes, absolutely. Did I find that caffeine made your headaches? Did you ever used to find that caffeine made your headaches feel better? No, the opposite. Uh, um, Yeah, you are welcome, Jan. You're working. Had to type fast. Yeah, I know how that is. Caffeine can make the headaches worse, actually. Now, I had this funny little video concerning the uh, potential partner thing with, uh, because obviously more and more people are single in the Western world, right? So I did actually some research. I do some research on my videos, and I found this funny thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but my on Bjorn Outdoors, this woolly hat. So that's the Norwegian Hikers Association. They have this. They are selling this woolly hat. I did a giveaway, and I've already given it away on Patreon. And one side it's green, on the other side it's red. And if you wear it with the green on the outside, you are single or available. And if it's the red on the outside, you're not, well, you're unavailable for a potential partner, right? I thought that's funny. So I did a video about that, but also I looked a little bit into um, more and more people, adults are single and they live alone. And also I saw that when they try to, when they have this, what's it called? Speed dating. Um, Speed dating and get together, and also hikes for single people. It says that it said that it's very difficult to have men joining that, and you have to wonder why. Why is that? Are men just fed up? I don't know the answer. Are men just fed up, or are they happier just sitting there playing video games? Are they afraid? Uh, I you know, um, I don't know what do you guys think? Why is it that so many people are single, and also why is it that they're having problems having men joining these single get together events? Donna says men don't want to deal with the feminist BS. Red Wolf Moon says they stay inside and swipe on their phones. Much underachiever says much could be said. Um, Today's young women are unhinged. Yeah, I don't think these are necessarily young women. Oh, thank you. I need to pronounce your nickname there correctly. Check out my latest video here and give it a like. Thank you. Saurs, how do I pronounce that? Is it Irish? Like Celtic, Gaelic, is it? um, let's see. Jen says, feel like people are never who they claim to be, which makes it harder to be with someone. So many people are fake, and it is harder to find true people in our modern life. Yeah. Sersha. Sersha? Okay. Thank you. Is it Irish? Uh, yes. Um, okay. Mm, here's my take on this. Okay, it's very politically incorrect. I maybe shouldn't say this, but I know some guys, my age and older. I'm not saying that this is what they are saying, but I'm just observing what they are actually doing. Okay. But before I get into that, could you please do a video about making a long fire, perhaps on Bjorn Outdoors? Yes, I will. Thank you for reminding me. I'll just make a note. The log long fire. And I will do that. Okay, so as you age, you you become less attractive, maybe. Uh, is it wrong to say that? A lot of people, they gain weight, and usually we associate youth with health and beauty. And what I'm observing is that these men that I know, they tend to attempt at least to hook up with women younger than them. And when maybe you're not that attractive anymore as a man, you know, it becomes difficult and you want to lower your standards, so to speak. And maybe women are the same. Maybe women, they feel that a man their age is not so. I don't know. I honestly, you know what? I won't go there. I don't know. I, I don't understand women so well. So um yeah, I had to sorry, I keep forgetting. I top chat or live chat. I It's per default top chat, but now all messages should show. Um, so it's like you in your own head you're like still 30 years old, right? And maybe that's why so many middle-aged people are single, because it's I will say that it is getting more difficult to find someone who looks great at your own age. And that's going to get more difficult as you get older. Um, and if you're, as a man, if you're healthy and active and not eating crap, you're going to still have, a high sexual drive, just to be blunt. And that hormonal level is going to make you want um, to kind of, in your head, you're still 30, right? So is it wrong? Is this wrong? Um, is this wrong or not? Um, I don't know. I might be completely off the target here. Um, so let's see. Tough subject. Yeah, I know. Um, Not at all. It's 101. What does 101 101 mean? Not not off the target at all. Yeah, because this is what I'm observing, right? Um, the people in their 50s now. I'm in my 50s now, believe it or not, but because I look like 30, right? Yeah. Um, Believe it or not, it's more like me. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How did that happen? But what I seem to observe, and this is a little bit nasty, I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. Some couples in their 50s, they look like they're not having sex. The man looks, he is pear shaped. She is pear shaped. If you look at the couple from behind, they have the exact same body shape. And they might be holding hands. They might seem happy. And that's fine. But it seems like that part of life with the sexual part of life has left them. It's gone. And they have moved on from that. Um, but what do I know? Maybe they're going crazy in the bedroom. I don't know. It doesn't look like that. So I'm being very blunt here. So yeah, behavior is driven by hormones. Yeah. Um, oh, thank you, Jen. I look 30. Yes, I know. Um, that's why. Um, yeah, that's why I do these live streams and I fish for compliments. um, I still got my hair on my muscles. You're being very kind now. I should do this more often. Should I trim my beard so it looks neat and wear fashionable clothing? Why would I do that? It would be horrible. Are you joking? Are you joking now? That was a joke. Um, no, I am fashionable. I am very fashionable. Um, I wear a lot of fjällräven clothes. Yeah, that's fashionable. Still have my own hair. You will look 10 years younger if you shaved and cut the hair. Horrible. Oh, the horror. Oh, that's not going to happen. Thank you, Jen. My fashion, yes, my fashion is I'm very fashionable. I think a lot about which clothes I wear. Yeah. Um, no, I'm not going to cut my hair. I'm not going to cut my beard. Well, Obviously you have to trim your beard because otherwise it goes into your mouth basically after a while. Um, so yeah, no, no, I'm not. No. Yeah, so maybe that's also a thing. Maybe at least for men in their 50s, I think they're not going to. They do what they want. They're not going to. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say they don't dress up for anyone, but maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I'm wrong. You ever braid your beard? No. Um, I could do, but I don't have the time for that. So yeah, I think it's an interesting topic, and obviously I think it's not good that so many people are living alone because I think it's not natural. I think that we are supposed to be in a physical relationship, and I think that we are as mammals, we are mammals. Um, we are meant to be in a physical relationship all of our lives. Well, not well, different when you're a child, of course. You get what I'm saying. But when you're in a romantic relationship, when you first start that part of your life, so to speak, and for the rest of your life, you are supposed to be in a physical relationship. Um, and um, and when you're a teenager and you hear that old people in their 50s are having sex, it's like it's disgusting, right? But honestly, that's how we are supposed to live, and I think that it's not natural that we get old in the sense that we get old in society now. Have you looked at hunter gatherers in their societies, in their tribes? Have you looked at the old people there? Look at the old men, and some of them are old, actually. It's not like they die when they're 40. They are fit. Have you noticed that? Many of them have a full six pack and biceps, very visible biceps, and you know, and they are active. So I think it's not natural. This is my personal opinion. I'm not a doctor, but I think it's not natural that we should have this deterioration. Is that the right word? Um, of our hormones and bodies. It's not natural. So the natural state for a human being is that you keep being active. You have a healthy hormone level, and you have a physical relationship. You're not alone. We are not. Well, we are pack animals. And we can live like that now, you know? And I will make no excuses for living like that. Honestly, no excuses for living like that. And it's not even so difficult. I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now how to do that. Eat real food. So not the ultra processed food. Filter your water. You eat eggs, meat, fish, some vegetables maybe. That's it. That's not all. That's the food part, right? Be honest about what you want with other people, and I'm like, I would be very direct on the dating scene. I would be very direct about what I want. And I maybe you shouldn't. That's not. You shouldn't care about what's socially acceptable. You should be very direct about what you want. Don't waste time, and be active. Move, be out in nature. I After the last research I've looked at, it's so obvious that being inside a house like I am now is not healthy. We are supposed to be outside under the sun. There's such a huge difference there in when it comes to your health and your hormones. So that's it. That's it. But when when it comes to the single thing and people being single, as a man, you can when if you look at social media, it doesn't reflect reality, I think, because the people you see there, the women you see there makes you lose hope, with all their, many of them with all their piercings in their face and pure hatred for men and all of that. It's just crazy. Um, it's just insane. But I don't think that reflects um, real life. Now, I don't really interact with people so much. So how would I know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong on all of this. Maki says there's a lot of good women. Yeah, yeah. We don't have so much sunlight at this time of the year. Um, so that's a bit of a problem. But I plan to move almost everything I do, except the writing and video editing, outdoors from like April because of health. No, I don't. It's preventive, right? Do what's good for you, and they're starting to come around. Um, the women, you mean? Um, and also, I don't know what is real and what is not real at this point. When on social media they make people make fun of boomers, or the boomers can't see when it's AI. You know what? I don't think we can either. I think AI is at the level now where we can't really know if it's true or not. And a lot of these rage bait posts are AI. And I'll give you an example. I saw um, a yeah, it was a woman, young woman, and she had 3 rings in her lower lip, and she was demonstrating how she, with her tongue, moved them around when she went to a Christmas party to see her grandmother. I think that was AI, and it's to generate watch time. That it's generate engagement. I think it was AI, and I but it was very well made, you know. Um, so there's a lot of that AI slop that we don't know if it's AI, but when it doesn't fit with people, I am out in modern society a little bit, I go into the grocery store and things like that. I go to the powerlifting gym. Now I quit the local one because they were idiots, and I I'm in another one, but they are not like that there. And at least half of the people there are women. They are nice. They are very nice and normal, you know. Um, so I don't think that. I think people get disheartened by social media when it comes to men and women, and yeah, I don't think it fits with reality. But you know what? I don't have so much experience with this. Um, are we getting into cameras? I could easily get sidetracked by that. I just ordered a new camera, by the way. uh, let's see. No, you know what? I'll try to stick with the topic. Yeah, is AI camera reviews? Oh, I don't know if your novels have any hot romance, but women love those types of stories. They would attend your book readings at your local bookstores. You see, I don't write for the audience. I write for the story. So there's a difference there. And I think that if you write for the story, that's art. If you write for the audience, you're just making a product to sell. Red Wolf Moon says, here's a cheat code. Women who are into nature are the best ones. I agree. I agree. Wise man. I'll pin that message. Actually, I don't know if you're a man or woman, actually. I don't know. Please specify if you want to. But I will assume you're a man. Now, I will say also for women, here's what I think. I think that a lot of young women get scared by these podcast bros. Not necessarily only the red pill bros. They are obviously not going to, the guys sitting there they all wear black t-shirts so that because that will make their biceps look bigger. Yeah, Rudolf Moon is a man. Yeah. Thank you. And they have sunglasses and they are so tough. They are so tough. I wish I was that tough. I'm not that tough. I'm just a normal person here. But, if I was that tough, I could probably, yeah, I don't know. But if I'm not that tough, though I look up to those people so much, I want to be like them. Yeah. No, just kidding here. And so they are quite visible on social media. And when women see that, and they read the comments with these pathetic people treating them like gods, those women will think maybe, oh, is that how men are these days? Then I don't want to have anything to do with men, you know. um, yes, no, scared was the wrong word. Repulsed, yes. Not necessarily Andrew Tate, but there are many of these people. Many of these people. Now, I'm not talking about all podcasts. There is a podcast I watch sometimes. What's it called? A Diary of a CEO. And even though he's like a podcast bro, it's that content is very good, I think, and it's not like that. But you can spot them from a mile. You know, yeah. So more repulsed. I don't get the sunglasses indoors. I know why they are wearing sunglasses indoors. You know why? Um, because if you're a little bit insecure, you will have a hard time looking at the camera lens. Did you know that? That's why they wear sunglasses indoors. So, yeah, it takes a bit of confidence to talk to the camera, looking at the camera lens. Um, and I think that you can easily spot when people are not honest and authentic if they are looking at the camera. Now this is different because I have the camera over here and I have the screen here. Oops, I'm not that advanced that I can have the screen and the camera at the same spot. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, or some people are using a teleprompter. A lot of people are using that actually, and then you have to put the camera, I believe, some distance away. Otherwise, you will see that the eyes are not in the camera at the camera lens. Yeah, because the bright lights they have in there, part of the reason why the walls in the room are all black to help absorb light. Yeah, I think not so much that. I think, there are many ways to do that without having a very bright light in your eyes. Um, Women typically don't use sunglasses in their podcasts, and what I've heard is that they need even more light because they wear so much makeup and stuff, so they need to get that effect. The reason why it's not bright in here is that, first of all, I have a chronic migraine, and I don't want to trigger that. And also, I found that it's people don't steal my content so much when that this is all they see. Yeah, let's face it, they are using those sunglasses to look tough. It's very simple. But anyway, so I can get that women are getting disheartened by what they see on social media coming from men, both older men and younger men. I'm using men in its widest possible meaning here, because I actually think that if your message is that, oh, you shouldn't engage with women, or you shouldn't treat women, you should not treat women well, and you should be like this and that, and no, then you're not a man. you're just a boy. So men haven't existed since the 90s. Why? What? I exist. And we have many other men here in the chat, so yeah. Did you used to like a podcast about a retired pastor who liked to hike? Yes. I can't remember the name now, but yeah, he's a long distance hiker in the USA. Yeah. Have you been checked out by a doctor? Oh, yeah. Frequent migraines aren't normal. I know. Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I think I'm shouldn't live like this. I'm not. I'm not good in a house. I think that's what's the matter. So I'm an ill fit for this modern society, sadly. Nice looking biceps because I'm a powerlifter. That look nice in a t-shirt. We don't focus on biceps. We're not really that into our looks. Powerlifting is more like, getting fat and strong. Yeah. I've seen something about LED lights causing headaches due to the frequency that flicker. Yeah, they do. And I'm sadly getting affected by that a lot. So what I did was I bought the rest of a company they had. They sold out the old light bulbs. So I have many of those, but I'm going to run out of those, And honestly, I'm getting ready to move my life outdoors. That's my plan, if you want to know. Obviously, I have to do my writing and my video editing, but apart from that, I'm moving outdoors. It is not good that we have gotten such toxic environments in our houses. So we have the 5G that is everywhere now. And I did notice a worsening of my condition when they switched on the 5G. And I didn't know that they had done that, but they did. And that kind of, I added 2 plus 2 there. And the LEDs, I was not aware of the LEDs until a few months ago, or a year or something like that. And yeah, the LEDs are not healthy at all. I think there is this light here is probably an LED to my right, but not, this one is not an LED. Carolina, stocked up on those. The old light bulbs, very wise. Yeah, LED car headlights are a fucking nightmare. Yeah, when I drive back from the gym, the powerlifting gym, uh, we go there in the afternoon, and when we drive back, it's dark. I have to drive in. There's the highway, and there's a smaller road that takes much longer. I'd have to drive on the smaller road because otherwise, when I get home, I will have a migraine because of the lights, the headlights coming towards me all the time. Yeah, I wear sunglasses driving in during nighttime as well if I have to. Um, yeah. So, what's the next unhealthy thing? Obviously, the food. So we got the 5G and we got the LEDs. Now they are manufacturing and designing new proteins. So they're making food that was never food. That's going to be the next thing. And I kind of think that I do not want to eat that because we will never we evolved to eat food, not something that has been designed in a lab, you know. So um, yeah, so that's coming. Yeah, Divina, modern bread compared with medieval bread. We have epidemic issues from eating modern bread. Yeah. The only reason I eat bread is to keep my body weight up. I'll say it again. The only reason I eat bread is to keep my body weight up. And that's because of the weight class that I am in powerlifting. But I won't be doing powerlifting forever. I'm on my last leg, last stretch in my powerlifting career now, and I've been bench pressing for 40 years, and my shoulders are it's okay, it's okay, but when I retire from competing in powerlifting, I will not be eating much bread anymore. Because it's just why it's I don't think it's good to eat bread. Whatever you do, don't damage your discs. My husband and I have 3 damaged discs each. Yeah. Funny enough, I have 3 damaged discs too. Yeah. Fractures. I had 3 fractures in my spine. So it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I got a question here an hour ago. So, did I find a new cave? I did find a new cave. Did you see that on Patreon? I found a new cave. It will be in the video tonight. No, tomorrow for you guys if you're in the Americas. And yeah, you should watch that. So, what else is there? Have you had a nice Christmas or Yule? No. Carolina, fermented foods are healthier. Did you know fermented foods can give you a migraine? They are a known migraine trigger. Yeah. Oh, outdoor question. Any quick tips on how to hike through the woods without getting lost? I'm a beginner, and that's something that makes me a bit nervous. Well, that's a big question. But what I would do is well, there are three ways to navigate. And I'll just say first, which you're going to do anyway, just use your phone. Just use your phone, you know? That being said, that's not enough, okay? But your phone has a GPS thing there, Google Maps or whatever. Get a proper GPS, and learn how to use it. And then the basis of everything is that you get a map and a compass and you learn how to use that. But the reason why I'm not saying get a map and a compass first is that what I have experienced, what I've seen is that when you say that, people will not do it and they will think that no, it's too demanding, too difficult, and then they don't go out, you know. And I don't want that to be the case. So if I don't want navigation to be a hindrance for you to get out in nature. So yeah, use your smartphone, okay? You use a smartphone. Nothing wrong in that, but please also learn to use a proper GPS navigator and a map and a compass. But I just want to lower the bar for getting out in nature. Tony, thank you so much for the donation. That's very kind of you. Crabman, says I get taxed for paying my taxes. Yeah, so do I. Isn't it nice? I have to take money this year. I have to take money as last year. I have to take money out of my company to afford paying my private taxes. But to take the money out of my company, I have to pay taxes on that to get the money out. Yeah. Um, let's see here. Yeah, get an actual GPS unit. You recommend Garmin Montana? Yeah. Yeah, there are lots of YouTube videos about navigation. It's not difficult to use a map and a compass. So yeah, yeah, surprised how many people don't know how to use a map and a compass. Yeah, I taught my kids to use a map and a compass, and I think it's something that they should actually teach in schools. Maybe they kind of do it, but not enough. Um, yeah, you can use the sun to navigate, check the direction of moss growing on trees. Yeah, natural navigation is also something that I wouldn't rely on that. Um, yeah, more videos reading the Holocaust. I don't know. I don't know. Probably that will be on Patreon because those videos will. They seem to destroy the channel in the sense that they get completely hidden because people don't have the patience to listen to me reading. And while the views are not what I care the most about, I do have to keep it in mind a little bit. Um, yeah, you can use the Northern Star. It's easy to find. Uh, yeah. Yeah, there's a book called, is it The Natural Navigator, if you're interested in that. I have actually ordered that book. Or it's maybe the guy calls himself the Natural Navigator. But yeah, he's quite well known. And it's just interesting, to be more things that like that. We say, and I say often, connect with nature. We should connect with nature. It's sometimes a little bit difficult to do that, and it's what does that mean? I think it helps a lot to not. I would never. I never sit down to connect with nature. Like, oh, now I'm connected with nature. No, that's not how I think about it. But rather observing and having knowledge about what's happening in around you in nature, that creates a connection. So why are the trees bent that way? Why are the birds singing like that? Are there any tracks here? What's been going on in this environment? Which direction has the wind been blowing? How does that affect the wildlife and so on? That's connecting with nature. Um, yeah. Yeah, and the goblins and gnomes and the Nissa. Yes, they are also out there. Are there any reptiles in Norway? Yeah. We have some snakes and what's it called? I honestly don't know the English name, but little lizard. but not so many reptiles here. Um, uh, we have salamanders too. So yeah, it's more common to see salamanders than reptiles here. If you sit by a lake, the right kind of or ponds, then you sit still, and you can often spot salamanders. No anacondas. Yeah, and I still have my boat. Yeah. It's easier for amphibians to winter here. They hibernate right during winter. Am I wrong if I'm saying that salamanders, they actually spend the winter under the water and they breathe through their skin? Is that wrong? Do they come up to breathe now and then, or how does that work? You know what? I'll find out after this live stream. I'm going to find out. Yeah, but not the frogs. The frogs are not there. They are above water during winter. Uh, I should find out. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Uh, that's all for now, I guess. Yeah, been talking for almost 2 hours now. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will be back with another live stream. And let's. Yeah, I have my video on the main channel in about 12 hours from now. Yeah, I'll probably be back here doing a live stream before New Year's Eve, but let's hope that 2026 becomes a good year for all of us. And let's hope that it becomes a good year on YouTube too, with more authenticity. It's interesting, by the way. I will just say this. 2026 on YouTube will be make it or break it for YouTube, because or how should I put it? They can go full AI. That's where they are. That's basically what they're saying they're going to do, right? And it will end horribly for them if they do that. If they don't change their ways, they're going to have to make it worthwhile for authentic, real video creators to be on YouTube, because more and more people are quitting. A couple of days ago, yet another one of those people I've been following for years quit. Now, I won't say the name because he might change his mind, I don't know. But more and more people are quitting. Um, you know. But anyway, Have a wonderful rest of the evening or morning, and we will talk soon.